I'm done talking about Ethan Klein, folks, as you can see in the title, because we're going on break for 2 weeks. We're going on vacation, so there's no way for me to talk about Ethan Klein while we're away.
Do not worry, the podcast.
Okay, folks, now it's time to move on to the last portion of this video, the Ethan Klein slash H3 segment. Ethan has continued to crash out. He's complaining about Hasan, a whole bunch of things. Comrade Casey from North Star Radio, the YouTube channel, has dropped a spanking 23-minute expose on Ethan, just showing his Islamophobia, him and Ela. So we're going to react to some of that video. I don't want to spend too much time on H3, but before we get to that, just let me say, okay? I know we've been talking about Ethan a lot, and the title of this episode is I'm done talking about Ethan. And that's true, because again, we're going on vacation for 2 weeks, so that is a technicality. But also, I don't want this to become an H3 hate podcast, but there's something that happened that I'm not at liberty to talk about, and maybe one day I'll be able to tell you guys what happened. But something happened to someone that I know that is kind of directly affected and was caused by Ethan. I think so. The fact that these things are happening makes me want to continue to call Ethan out. He still has an immense influence, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this talking about Ethan has helped the channel tremendously. It has helped the channel grow a lot, and there's a lot of you guys that still want me to talk about Ethan and track his crash out. So I feel like as long as we can still provide the show that we are and talk about all these other topics and spend a little bit of time calling Ethan out, I think that's okay. For people who aren't interested, they can just skip it. But it would be foolish of me to ignore what the people want. So I'm gonna give the people what they want. We're taking 2 weeks off. Let's react to Ethan. They're dropping another episode tonight while we're shooting, so if he says anything that's useful, I'm going to shoot a quick update tomorrow. He's mentioned many times that he's working on a Hasan content nuke. He might drop it during like Christmas break. Instead of spending time with his family, he's in the basement editing a video to shit on Hasan. Fucking insane, fucking insanely petty. But let's see what... So if that video is worth talking about, then I'm going to try to talk about it maybe during vacation if I have time. So let's wait and see. But before we get to Ethan, let's show Ethan's best friend, Destiny, talking to some comedian called Adam.
Our besties.
I forgot what Adam's name is, but check this out. He's hinting that like Palestinians would kill Israelis at the first chance they get.
Oh,
just like
Adam Friedland.
Adam Friedland, just like Ethan thinks.
They don't have political sovereignty.
That's true.
And they are occupied by people that do.
That's true. But then the question is, what does the resolution to that look like?
Anytime the fucking prime minister is about to go to jail, then he has to fuck up some Palestinians. That's the resolution.
I haven't heard a resolution.
My grandma lives in Cape Town, bro.
Jesus.
She didn't have to move because black people got to vote.
What does it have to do with...
You can end an apartheid.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Do you think that if... Do you think that if Jews lived as a minority...
I do right now.
Do you think that you live in a minority state where the majority are Arabs?
I'm a minority in America.
Are the majority here Arabs? Do you think that you would face the same pressure
Oh, that's
here?
not...
What's the difference? I'm saying it's a country where people vote.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. So Destiny thinks that Arabs are just like violent pieces of shit that can't fucking control themselves, bro. Like that motherfucker, bro. Like what a disgusting piece of shit, bro. I fucking hate Destiny, bro. I wish I never fucking heard of it this much. Like my life was so much better when I didn't know who that motherfucker was, bro. I'm so thankful to Norm Finkelstein for fucking embarrassing the living shit out of Destiny, but what a piece of shit. And Ethan Klein shares his exact same thoughts about Palestinians. Palestinians and Israelis can't share the land. It can't be a one-state solution because Palestinians are going to fucking rise up and eat the fucking Israelis. They're going to call over all their families from abroad and they're going to outnumber them overnight, and then that's it. If they're outnumbered by Arabs, what's going to happen? Well, you can only imagine. It's as if Arabs caused the fucking Holocaust, right? It was fucking Europeans, you fucking... Dude, they're projecting. Let's calm down, Anthony.
We can talk about this for hours. Yeah, we should calm down.
we don't need to talk about it. So here's Ethan talking about clickbaiting Hasan. Just like I'm very open with you guys. Hey, I'm gonna sometimes use Ethan to clickbait because it's been very helpful for the channel. It's helped us grow. I'm not gonna deny that. We went from 12,000 subscribers to 22,000 subscribers thanks to Ethan Klein's crash out. And we're gonna celebrate the new year with our good friend Ethan. Here he is talking about needing to use Hasan as clickbait because their show is fucking tanking.
Oh, Ben Shapiro is also a wicked queen, so we'll do both. We'll hit them both.
Why don't we do the wicked
Should
one
we
first?
clickbait Hasan? I mean, people click for that shit.
Not in like a good way, though.
I don't care. Who said that? Who said I care about that?
Yeah, I got you.
What do you think, love?
I don't know what's better.
Listen.
Honestly.
Hasan Piker is.
Listen, I get that you're going to talk about it. I think at this point, it's pretty clear that the people that still watch... Are you back, Nate? Okay. I just wasn't sure if I was still switching.
Well, let's do a poll then, Dan. Should I? I'm just. This is just solely from a totally cynical, dry numbers perspective. It's not should I. It's
That's
not
foot.
this or that.
That's
it's
his
like
foot.
which one is going to get more clicks. Hasan Piker is whatever. I don't know. What's the?
I hate this guy.
Why not just write clickbaiting Hasan or
It's not clickbait.
current title? Well, you know what I mean.
They need the views. They're losing 30 to 40% of their views.
Yeah. Okay. Versus current title.
Okay.
How about Hasan must apologize because you keep saying he should apologize for making
Right.
nothing for
Hasan Piker must apologize.
I already.
That's pretty good. I'm clicking for Hasan because I think that one would be better.
So fucking obnoxious.
But
bro.
I will. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fine, haters.
Listen, the people that are still here, obviously, like,
We won them in the divorce.
right. So, but they're still watching because they still enjoy the
It's
show.
not fair.
But they don't
Hasan gets
necessarily.
to poison the well against me to like his entire stream for like an hour straight, and I can't even clickbait him. It's not fair. We're not fighting an equal
fair?
playing field.
What's fair in love and war, Ethan? What does that
Okay,
mean, fair?
we'll find out. We'll remember that.
Dan, you fuck!
I'm about to teach him something about fairness. Okay, fair enough. Let's keep the title as it is, and let's push on.
He said, "I'm about to teach him something about fairness." He's talking about that content nuke, the video that he's working on. Like he's been threatening for like fucking weeks. Like I'll show him soon with my fucking video. It's so fucking pathetic. And he's talking about Hasan, like the hour-long video. Hasan watched Comrade Casey's video, and for like he reacted to it for like an hour. So Ethan is upset about that, and that's what he's referencing. Here is Ethan talking about Hamas resistance fighters from Monday's episode.
Lee is forcing my hand. Imagine if I did this to him, like, he's like, well, Hamas are resistance fighters. He said Hamas is resistance fighters. What's next? Killing babies is okay? Like, that's literally what he's doing. What's next? Mass rape?
Oh, we're still believing that? Okay.
Bro, it's such a fucking bad faith argument. Like, no one ever fucking says that, but he's so fucking stupid. So here's Ethan again complaining. Oh, sorry. And so a lot of the clips that I'm getting are from the H3 snark on Reddit. And Ethan and H3 have been copyright claiming a lot of those videos because they're upset that people are criticizing them. So they've had to use little filters to get away from Ethan copyright claiming this stuff. So this one looks a little funny.
I just wasn't sure if you were saying Hasan or Comrade Casey.
He's watching Comrade Casey.
Uh-huh.
You guys in this community know how fucking pathetic that is. But here he is again. And again, like, I'm not doing this. I'm not I haven't pulled up a single Hasan hate video and watched it. This is, again, he won't watch anything I'm actually saying. He will only, and he goes, I don't have time to watch that. There's a genocide going on. That's what he always says. But he'll pull up Comrade Casey talking about me for like a fucking hour, watch the whole thing. Somebody's pre-chewed up fucking Ethan propaganda to get shoved down your mouth, you baby birded bitch. God, he's such a fucking bitch.
That filter's
Anyway, he's just doing.
Wait, who's the baby bird in this analogy?
He is. Hasan's the baby bird.
Okay.
And
I'm just having trouble.
Yeah, it's fine.
following
Yeah.
a little bit.
Comrade Casey's chewing up the food and spitting in
Okay,
his
so
fucking
Comrade
mouth.
Casey is the mama bird in this case.
Yeah, which is pretty sad.
Right. That's why I wasn't following. I would assume that Hasan would be the mama bird in this.
Oh yeah. So Comrade Casey made a video. I don't know the exact name, but it's like Ethan Klein and liberal Islamophobia. It's a whole video about me being Islamophobic.
Let's just take a second. Here's the video that Ethan is talking about, and this is the video that Hasan was reacting to. This is one that we're going to watch in a little bit. It's Ethan Klein and the rise of liberal Islamophobia, and you have Ethan, a loner box, and Destiny, little piece of shit, on the thumbnail. And it's a very good video. And by the way, Comrade Casey, a North Star Radio, friend of the show, he left a comment a couple of weeks ago on one of our videos. He said, Ethan's crash out brought me here. We left him a little heart. Much respect to Comrade Casey. Ethan Klein fucking hates Comrade Casey. So anyone that Ethan hates, we love. Like Bad Empanada, Comrade Casey, all friends of the show. So North Star Radio, go subscribe to his channel. And again, we're going to react to like the first half of his video. And if you guys want to watch the second half, go subscribe to his channel and watch it on his channel. Support him because this is really great work. And again, it's driving Ethan insane, which we love. Let's continue this video.
You got it.
Which is like, awesome, bro. You got it, man. Go back to the Hasan meme. There's a genocide happening, man. And I'm the worst. thing that I'm the thing you need to be talking about right now in terms of Islamophobia. Okay. And then these guys are so full of shit. So they're watching like 10-year-old clips of me talking when I was in Israel. I don't even know. It's just dumb shit. But here's a little clip of
Dumbass piece of shit. You went to an apartheid state. Israel liked it so much that you decided to become a citizen, and you want us to feel fucking bad for you. You fucking genocidal piece of shit. Stop fucking complaining, bro. You literally are trying to get Muslim creators banned off of Twitch, off of YouTube. Shut the fuck up. Stop your complaining. You're fucking crocodile tears, man. Okay. You know exactly what you're doing. He even pulled up old videos of Hasan to try to make him look bad. Like Hasan used to make like these videos back in the day, like controversial takes and stuff. Let's watch a couple of minutes of that. I said, yeah.
This is bro tip. This week's bro tip is about bringing out the alpha.
Get a load of this thing, whatever this is. I would not want to be friends with someone that looked like this ever at any point in my life.
He's so fucking petty.
And I should have done more research, you guys, and I apologize. I didn't. I should have known that he actually dressed like this at one point, and should have disassociated with him forever as a result.
A few things to consider when you're thinking about Lady Gaga as a top contender.
Okay, this is the part that is
I've
so
seen
fucking
this.
transphobic that it gets me age restricted. So I'm going to mute it, and then I'll paraphrase it for you. Actually, no,
Wait,
you mute it.
We could put up the disavow thing. Is it really that bad?
Mute it, Nate, and I'll play it for Dan.
It doesn't work that way.
Mute it.
I got to mute it.
Is it muted?
Oh, yeah, I got to mute it.
It's pretty shocking. Wait, oh, no. They can
It's really not that bad,
mute
folks.
the video for them so I can play it for Dan.
I don't think
We can't do it.
Okay, so I'll just play
Play
it.
تخلصنا خي.
Put
You
up
want, me
the
to bring, you want me to bring the volume up?
bring the volume up. Do the disavow. We disavow this.
Yeah, there you go.
Contender for Babe of the Week should be the
Hold on.
bro tip is about bringing out the alpha male in you. A few things to consider when you're thinking about Lady Gaga as a top contender for Babe of the Week should be the fact that she might have a penis.
Nice.
The fact that Lady Gaga might have a small penis does absolutely terrify me. Here's why the 5-second rule works.
At least it wasn't that bad. I mean, it was disgusting.
You built it up to be way. I
it's
I
really
remember
not
that was
that
like
bad.
a
So
thing
anyways,
in the
so-
early 2010s that
I
people
remember that.
That she had a
speculated
penis?
that.
It's,
Yeah, I mean,
it's old
not to
stuff
say that
that
it isn't
Hasan used
fucked
to
up.
do on TYT, like with his uncle. So like it's really, it's
Whatever,
unfunny.
yeah.
It was really cringe. He grew out of it so fast. They deleted all this stuff off the internet. Like he knew it was embarrassing. There's also a part where like Hasan called Miley Cyrus a slut in one of those old videos, and then Ethan tried to make it seem like Hasan was sexualizing a young girl, even though Miley Cyrus and Hasan are the exact same age. They're both like 32. So
Yeah.
even the crew was like, Ethan, it's not like that. Like Hasan is her age, so he's not.
Yeah.
It's not like he's not sexualizing a young child. Ethan would just not let it go and kept making it seem like Hasan is 10 years older than Miley Cyrus, even though they're not. Obviously, calling her a slut is fucked up, but like it was just dark humor that was horrible. But like it wasn't illegal or anything like that in any way.
Was the
Anyways,
jokes at the time.
let's just take a few minutes to watch some of Comrade Casey's awesome video, The Rise of Liberal Islamophobia,
Yippee.
featuring Ethan Klein, Ela Klein. We're just gonna watch the first 10 minutes of this together, do a little bit of commentary, and then it's 23 minutes. So again, go check it out on his channel, support him. Yeah, let's go, baby.
But Israel is really crazy. They figure out ways to prevent this stuff.
you full
Like
screen it?
the stabbing was happening for a few months, and now it doesn't really happen so much. And I don't even know how,
Yeah,
but they have like their secret ways.
אין חשמל, אין מזון, אין מים, אין דלק. הכל סגור. אנחנו נלחמים בחיות אדם ואנחנו נוהגים בהתאם.
When you talk about privilege, let's talk about someone who's going to UC Berkeley, paid by their parents $200,000 tuition on campus protesting Israel. Do you find that ironic?
I personally think it's so ironic. It's just like, I don't know, it's kids sitting here in like beautiful California criticizing, like you don't even know what you're talking about.
What we're seeing now at Columbia, and I don't use this word lightly, we're not seeing ideological war. We're not seeing support for terrorism. We are seeing terrorism.
When I grew up, I couldn't really take a bus. I was afraid of blowing up.
Right.
And now it doesn't really happen. So the wall did help. So should we not have a wall?
Since the events of October 7,
So Ela Klein is justifying having Gaza surrounded by a wall and separating the human animals, apparently the Palestinians, from Israelis, as because buses stopped blowing up as soon as they built the wall. So should we not have a wall? What the fuck are you talking about? And I used to support this fucking genocidal crazy lady, bro. Oh my god, dude. I had never heard any of this fucking shit before, bro. Let's continue.
and the ongoing disproportionate retaliation by the Israeli state, both Islamophobia as well as anti-Semitism have been on the rise in the United States.
And the Palestinians are taught to kill us at 2 years old.
That's pretty spicy.
Yeah.
Do we have that one?
I mean,
I don't understand why left-leaning media, which is mostly Jewish, are calling people white supremacists, dude.
Did you just say that?
Yeah, I just don't understand.
Left-wing media is mostly Jewish? In order for Israel to maintain their system of apartheid and to justify their inhumane actions in Gaza, Islamophobia is quite obviously ingrained in Israeli society and Israeli politics.
Yeah, so what he just showed right there have been a lot of trends in Israel over the past year when the war has been happening, the genocide in Gaza, of Israelis dressing up as Muslims and making their faces look fucked up, putting dirt on their faces, pretending to be veiled women, and just doing the most abhorrent, fucked up shit. So Israelis really do fucking hate Islam, and it's fucking disgusting, and it's ingrained in every one of them. So watching Hila and Ethan say all of this shit makes a lot more sense now. Yeah.
They are vehemently against not only Israel, not only the Jewish students. Anti-Semitism is unquestionably a problem at the universities, but it goes significantly beyond that. These are protesters who are being influenced by outside organizations. The Islamic Republic of Iran is thanking them for their work. They are giving permission to these terrorists.
Overnight, the U.S. House...
I love that the Islamic Republic of Iran has infiltrated American universities, and all this Qatari money is affecting our kids. Like, dude, what the fuck, man?
Anti-Semitism is an ancient form of bigotry, but since the creation of Israel for the past 80 years or so, it's been used as a tool for the growth and continuation of Israel's existence. And no, this isn't some conspiracy theory. Israel quite obviously wants more anti-Semitism in the world in order to justify its Zionist project. And by continuing their atrocious actions in Gaza and the West Bank, while wearing symbols representative of Judaism and claiming to be acting on the basis of Judaism, they guarantee the continuation, if not escalation, of global And these are points that we've made on this podcast time and time again. The fact that Israel acts on behalf of all Jews with the Star of David on their flag. They say that they're doing this to protect Jews all over the world. They're only making Jews less safe because they're putting a target on their backs and they're associating them with the crimes of Israel. So great of Comrade Casey to mention all of that stuff. Anti-Semitism.
The anti-Semitic decision of the International Court in The Hague is a modern Dreyfus trial, and it will end the same way. The decision to issue an arrest warrant against me, the democratically elected Prime Minister of the State of Israel, and our former Defense Minister, was made by a rogue prosecutor who's trying to extricate himself from sexual harassment
Huge of you to say that.
and by biased judges who are motivated by anti-Semitic sentiments against the one and only Jewish state.
Sleek and stylish in this wool blend, and Najiba is hot, hot, hot.
Fuck
it's
you,
a look
Bill
that
Maher.
screams, look
Piece of
out
shit.
world, I'm a woman of the 12th century.
Islamophobia is also an ancient form of bigotry, and although its existence in the United States was prominent before, Islamophobia's use as a tool for manufactured consent reached its cultural climax more recently, specifically after 9/11.
You're saying that Islamophobia is not a real thing. That if you're critical of something...
Well, it's not a real thing when we do it.
Right.
Well, no,
It's
no,
really
you,
is.
Sam
I'm not
Harris, piece of
denying that
shit.
certain people are bigoted against Muslims as people,
Right.
and that's a
That's
problem.
big of you.
But the
But why are you so hostile about
Because
this?
it's gross. It's racist.
I love you, Ben Affleck.
Of course we do.
We stand Ben Affleck.
But Islam
But why
at this moment is the motherlode of bad ideas.
Jesus.
So we have
9/11 was a major turning point in the United States. The 90s were almost seen as the end of America's global fight against evil. The USSR was far behind us, and the United States didn't have a major adversary that they could villainize for their own self-interest. So in August of 2001, when George Bush was briefed by the CIA about credible threats of plane hijackings, it was the perfect opportunity for manufacturing consent. And that opportunity became reality. For the next 2 decades and counting, the United States would use this day to not only justify their actions in Iraq, but to justify any sort of potential war crimes inflicted on an Arab or Muslim population.
The 9/11 attacks were carried out by Al-Qaeda, an organization headed by Osama bin Laden, which had openly declared war on the United States and was committed to killing innocents in our country.
It's okay when we do it.
Globe. So we went to war against Al-Qaeda to protect our citizens.
They hate our freedoms.
Friends.
They're jealous of our freedom.
And 9/11 was only the catalyst. Growing up in the United States post 9/11, I was surrounded by subtle yet quite obvious in retrospect anti-Arab propaganda.
Even I, an Arab, fell for it.
2013 saw the release of World War Z, a zombie apocalypse movie, where at the movie's climax, we see a mob of zombies scaling the walls surrounding Jerusalem and attacking the civilians taking refuge. And who's on the other side of that wall in real life? Palestinians. This movie literally illustrates Palestinians as blood-hungry zombies. 2014 saw the release of American Sniper, a film following U.S. Navy SEAL Chris Kyle and his deployment in Iraq and then New Orleans.
He then later said that when he got back home, that he was on top of the Superdome and he shot over 30 looters during Hurricane.
Fucking crazy, bro.
What a preposterous lie. How?
Just speaking of which, by the way, Cenk also having his own crash out right now. Cenk and Annika Asparian from the Young Turks, folks. If you guys want us to do a video about Cenk, I used to watch the Young Turks a lot back in the day. I know the Vanguard have been taking care of covering their crash out, but if you guys want, maybe when we come back, depending on what Cenk and Anna have done, maybe we can do a segment talking about that in the future.
America's freedom, as well as a victim of our own actions, almost making it seem like we had to be in Iraq, but it was still a sad situation. God, I love neoliberalism. And what was happening during the release of this movie? The United States was propping up and funding rebel groups in the Syrian civil war to overthrow President Bashar al-Assad. And whoops, we just created ISIS. We also grew up with master works like Captain Phillips, where Somali pirates are given zero humanization or explanation for why they're hijacking ships, the only explanation being they're just a bunch of crazy Arabs. Or the beautifully innocent movies of Sacha Baron Cohen, a British man who's made an entire career off of perpetuating dehumanizing anti-Arab stereotype.
Ashamed to say it, Borat was one of my favorite comedies of all time. I fucking loved Borat. Saw it in the theater. Was like I looked up to Sacha Baron Cohen. Again, there's a lot of deprogramming that I have to do, and this is why all of this has been very eye-opening for me. And I fucking hate Sacha Baron Cohen now. I can't watch Borat again. None of it feels the same, folks. Okay, I've been suffering for the past year and a half. It's been fucking shitty. Okay.
In my country, we have KFC. Kazakh fried cat.
These associations in our media create an anti-Arab bias in the minds of its audience. But where those biases are confirmed is when these victims of American imperialism reach a point of retaliation, like the events of October 7. Here, ever since October 7, 2023, Islamophobia has seen a resurgence in American media. Palestinians are described as terrorists who have a hidden desire to unalive Jewish people from a young age.
Rudy was saying that Palestinians are taught at 2 years old to kill Americans.
That's pretty spicy.
Yeah.
Do we have that
one?
I mean,
I could add it.
And those who support the people of Palestine are labeled anti-Semites or even terrorists themselves.
What we're seeing now at Columbia, and I don't use this word lightly, we're not seeing
Fuck this guy.
war. We're not seeing support
Sorry,
for
David.
terrorism. We are seeing terrorism.
What it was literally a vigil for terrorists. Now, I was on the University of Washington campus last week when they had this big rally, this big march for Hamas, when they were literally chanting, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, and they mean free of Jews. They want
free of Jews, of course, that's what it means.
I had people literally tell me to my face that they were celebrating the fact that babies had their heads cut off.
There's no
Yeah, they told you that.
entire platform to call him out. Nobody. They've all been banned. They've all been banned. Nobody. There is not a single dissenting voice with his straight up radical, anti-American, anti-Semitic, pro-China, pro-Russia, pro-terrorism takes. This is fringe, psychotic shit that is not normal.
Bro, he's insane.
What the
like, the Ethan was a jolly, like funny, fun dude. Like he was a happy guy. Like when you watch old clips of like Fat Ethan from HP, like he seems like a completely different person. This has poisoned his mind. Like just when you look at him, he just looks like an unhappy, miserable, dark fucking person. Like I don't know how to describe it, but like the whole vibes of the show are fucking off. Even if you can ignore what's going on, it's just not enjoyable. He's so bitter. He's so angry, and he doesn't understand. Like normally when he goes after someone, they eat shit and they're afraid of him, and then like he wins the battle. This is the first time he goes against someone who's like more popular than him, more likable, smarter than him, that can like make cogent arguments. And it's the first time he's actually like eating shit so fucking publicly. And there's no way to come back from this. I don't know what Ethan can say or do to come back from this at this point. He's just taking the show down and his entire crew's career down with him. because he's forced to support his wife because she's Israeli, and like he's fucked. He's fucked, bro. That's what you get for being a fucking Zionist, my man.
Anti-Semitism, however, has also been on the rise since October 7th, thanks to Israel's undying ability to associate its war crimes with the religion of Judaism. A religion, by the way, that is fundamentally built on peace and the idea of loving thy neighbor as thyself.
My Jewish values teach me.
R.I.P. Michael Brooks.
Political analysis becomes significantly more interesting and easier to understand when discussed in the context of internet drama. In fact, this OG YouTuber has built an empire, a dying empire, off of internet drama. This OG YouTuber, famous for his appearances in blackface, brownface, whiteface, and poopface, has more recently become famous for spewing, on the daily, both Islamophobic and anti-Semitic rhetoric.
Fresh criticism for Hasan, who is an outright supporter of terrorism, quite literally. He is a champion for terrorism and a supporter of terrorism. And if you don't believe me, watch the video.
Now, there's a lot of details I could get into.
There's a lot, folks. And we've been over them before.
For a future video. What I really want to focus on today is this tweet and the context of this tweet by Hasan Piker.
My former podcast co-host misunderstood me when I said in America that anti-Semitism is institutionally unacceptable, but Islamophobia is permitted if not encouraged. Yesterday, he proved my point.
Ethan has a long history of Islamophobia, stretching all the way back to his time in Israel. Go figure. Like when Ethan and Hila visited an Arab village, and Ethan was afraid of the call to prayer.
Hila, are you sure we're going the right way?
Oh my god.
Evil fucks.
Are we going the right way?
I'm hoping so.
Yeah, no. I don't know, we just need to find the water.
You know what they say? You know what they say? Follow the Allah Akbars.
Or when Ethan said Arab Muslims have an inclination towards committing acts of violence.
I do, on the other hand, acknowledge that, like, I think per capita, a lot of the weird fucking terrorism and crimes and shit, I mean, there's definitely some strong thread of violence through the Muslim community.
Strong.
Or Arab Muslims, to be
Let's
more
look at the
specific.
school
Or
shooting
when Hila said
statistics.
the wall between Israel and the West Bank had to be built and was proven effective.
They built a wall, and Israel should be a one state with Palestinians and Israel's all living together. They should reduce the borders and remove the gate. That to me seems like super ignorant.
It is, because when I grew up, I couldn't really take a bus. I was afraid of blowing up.
I don't even think the
And now
bus.
it doesn't really happen, so the wall did help. There's still a lot of other ways. There's tunnels and, you know.
Yeah, rockets.
Yeah.
When Hila was a kid, there was no wall around Greater Israel that blocked out the West Bank and Gaza. And it was like, I remember in the newspaper when you were growing up, almost daily, right?
Not
Suicide
daily,
bombs
but it was
weekly.
happening a lot, and it was terrifying, yeah.
In cafes, shopping malls, in buses.
Well, I wonder why. I wonder why people were fighting back. I wonder why people were trying to, to attack and cause. Yeah, I mean, you can call it terrorism, and these attacks are horrible, suicide bombings and stuff like that. But what are people expected to do when you're stealing their land, murdering their people, genociding them? Yeah, sometimes the response is going to be violent. That's why you can't respond in violence. You need a political solution to what's happening in Palestine. You can't kill the problem. You can't kill the spirit of resistance. That's never going to go away. You find a political solution, a one-state solution. You live together. You absolve, you destroy, you dissolve the apartheid state. But they have no interest in fucking doing that.
And it was just like a slaughter. It was just a slaughter. And so they're like, oh, let's build a fucking wall then. And lo and behold, no more suicide bombs. And my whole time there, my whole 5 years living there, there was one failed,
attempt,
shitty attempt.
The list goes on.
Just build walls around Arabs, and you'll be safe. That's what you need to learn. You know what I mean? Just put Arabs in a cage, and you guys will be fine. That's how it works.
So we fucking white people can be safe.
You went on like a mission with them to like a terrorist city.
But these clips are all
Terrorist
quite
city, yeah. Ramallah.
You went to a terrorist city?
any of his own Islamophobia. Yet when October 7 took place, Ethan Klein's Islamophobic tendencies came to the forefront.
I find it incredible that people think that Hamas is going to take over all of Israel and happily coexist with Israelis. If there's a state of Palestine, it makes sense. But if you're in one state, all that's going to happen is like everybody is trying to bring as many people there as possible. And like by the time, there frankly are a lot of Palestinians, right, in the area. And once the Palestinians outnumber the Jews,
like they're from there.
Basically, anything is fair game for the Jews. Anything. Oh, it's
once the Palestinians outnumber the Jews, anything is fair game for the Jews, bro. What like this is
that
what,
Mia?
They literally think that once there are way too many Arabs in Palestine, and once all the Palestinians bring back their family members who have been kicked out of Palestine, they're gonna just fucking gather the Jews along and put them in a big giant pot and cook them. We're gonna make a fucking dish out of you guys. Is that what you think is gonna happen, Ethan? You fucking crazy motherfuckers. You're the ones genociding hundreds of thousands of Palestinians, not the other way around. You look at Ila's eyes, bro. Fucking evil.
Gonna be a secular country? You mean Hamas, the
You'll just
Islamic
move on to the next
fundamentalist group,
Sarah.
is gonna come out and do a secular country? What the are you talking about? I feel like people are so deluded. They'll look at something like From the River to the Sea and be like, oh no, that doesn't mean that they want to, they just want to create a secular state.
And we've talked about this. Look, we don't need to watch anymore. We've already watched like 15 minutes of this or something. We cut out a few parts, but I mean, again, go to North Star Radio, support Comrade Casey and the video. This is driving Ethan insane. We were happy to drive Ethan insane. Hey, it's our last Christmas gift to you guys before we go away for a couple of weeks. Again, I'm going to see what he's up to tonight and if we need to film any updates. Well, surprise, surprise, folks. We got a final H3 Ethan Klein update of 2024. They just went nuts on Comrade Casey last night. It's 9 a.m. right here in Lebanon. It's my first day of vacation for Christmas break. I am going to an Airbnb later to spend the weekend with my beautiful girlfriend. But here I am recording this dumbass update of Ethan's dumbass talking about Comrade Casey. But it's worthwhile because we just talked about Comrade Casey on the show. We're going to be reacting to his video. So if it pisses Ethan off, let's just do it. So here is Ethan going off on Comrade Casey. Let's go.
You might be joking around, probably being sarcastic, realistically.
Maybe, yeah. Okay. Comrade Casey, one of my favorite people to shit on, made a video about me. This is,
we're at 33 minutes. We have to thank our sponsors.
All right, let's do that.
Before we get into
it's just a quick, actually, let me do this first because it's funny and it's fast. Okay. So Comrade Casey made a video about me saying, Ethan Klein and liberal Islamophobia. He's coming at me because I hate Arabs and I hate Islam in general. Mm-hmm. So here's a couple of timestamps for you of genius. And here's the fucking hilarious thing about this video, okay?
46,000 historical analysis, my guy?
I don't believe in historical analysis.
Are we about to do some historical materialism?
Hasan, watch this video uncritically. It has 5,000 likes and 50,000 upvotes. Just show you how unserious these fucking pathetic goons are. Watch this.
We also grew up with master works like Captain Phillips, where Somali pirates are given zero humanization or explanation for why they're hijacking ships. The only explanation being they're just a bunch of crazy Arabs.
Do you not know that they're not Arabs, bro? That's so fucking cringe, bro. You literally made a video saying I'm Islamophobic and you're just calling anybody of color Arab? Are you insane, bro? This is like commie racism, bro. Whoa, dude!
Okay. That's like a stupid point, and he's reaching. Like when I saw Comrade Casey's video, I didn't even notice that. So most Somalis, if I'm not mistaken, are Muslim. So I mean, and the video is called "The Rise of Liberal Islamophobia." He's not necessarily talking even about anti-Arab sentiments, even though there's a lot of that Comrade Casey talks about. But he's talking about Islamophobia, and yeah, most Somali people are Muslim. So that's where the association comes from. If he called them Arabs for a split second, as an Arab, I forgive you, Comrade Casey. It's not a big deal, okay? But, I mean, Ethan regularly conflates being Arab and being Muslim and all that sort of thing, but that is not Comrade Casey's goal at all. So that is a very bad faith argument coming from Ethan's part. But what else do we expect from someone like Ethan Klein at this point?
Everybody, you think like... Well, they're probably Islamists, right, in Somalia? So he thinks that...
Islamists. They're probably Islamists. They're Muslims. Islamist means like a more extreme version of a Muslim but like, you know, a more extreme Muslim that they want to incorporate Islam, I think, in the law and stuff like that. I don't think that's the deal. And I mean, just the fact Ethan doesn't even, just the word Muslim is complicated for him. You know, Islamists, because that's what he knows. You know, that's what he hears in his Hasbara and his Israeli news media that he watches at home with Ila Klein. So that's all they know. Islamists. Aren't they Islamists? Aren't they Arabic Islamists? Fucking idiot, bro.
Anyone, I don't even know if that's true.
I think they're Muslim. They're like 99% Muslim.
So he thinks that anyone who's Muslim is like an Arab? Like, what's going on here, bud? It's like not even close.
Is that what? Yeah, that's a silly mistake.
It's not just silly. It's downright racist.
Downright racist. It's not racist, Comrade Casey. As an Arab, again, you get a pass, my man. We don't care. So thanks for making that video about Ethan.
Yeah, that's
and for someone who's doing a whole video about like you know, ethnic tolerance and shit.
Yeah.
By the way, who's simultaneously telling me that, oh, you're not. It's not actually anti-Semitic. You're just being a baby. But anyway, here's another one.
innocent movies of Sacha Baron Cohen, a British man who's made an entire career off of perpetuating dehumanizing anti-Arab stereotypes.
In my country,
Do you know?
we have KFC.
He's from Kazakhstan, motherfucker. Bitch, just because they're not Arab. They're not Arab, man. They're not in the Arab Peninsula. They're not Arab, dude. Do you think everybody's Arab? Like, what the fuck is going on here, Casey? You dumb bitch.
Yeah, but come on. I mean, Ethan, don't be a fucking idiot. Anyone with a set of eyes understands that Borat is making fun of, like, sure, people from Kazakhstan, but also Arabs, Muslims, all sorts. He just like crammed all sorts of cultures into one character, and he called him Borat, and he just so happens to be from Kazakhstan. And the Kazakhstan that he represents in the movie is nothing like the real fucking Kazakhstan. People from Kazakhstan fucking hate Borat because he makes their country look like a fucking dumbass fucking land. By the way, I used to love Borat. I'm not going to defend my old choices in life, but again, very bad faith argument from Ethan. We know what Comrade Casey's trying to say. Okay, like in Borat, he said we follow the hawk, so like it's fucking bullshit. But like, the point stands that that Comrade Casey's trying to make. Borat was used to normalize hatred and violence and parodying Muslims and people from this part of the world. It doesn't necessarily have to be from the exact same country. But anyways, Ethan is too dense to understand these subtleties.
In our media create
Do these people look Arab to you? He's in Kazakhstan. He's in a small village in Kazakhstan. Are you fucking dumb? Well, yes, we know the answer. You are dumb. Painfully dumb, in fact, that you put your ignorance on full display while calling me out for being Islamophobic.
Anti-Arab bias in the minds of its audience, but where those biases are confirmed.
Who's associating Arabs and Kazakhstanians? Who's
a lot of people, Ethan. A lot of people.
What?
And Comrade Casey, apparently.
You were the guy. You were the racist guy in the movie theater associating it. You're the only one saying that. Who associates Somalians with Arabs? Like, what the fuck are we doing here, bub?
Islam, buddy. Islam.
Dumb bitch. You silly dumb bitch. You fucking idiot, dude.
It's like so awkward. He's got nothing to say, so he's just like hurling insults at him. Dumb bitch, silly idiot. And it's like everyone's just watching quietly in the podcast studio and just Ethan just crashing out. Oh my God, dude. Is this like an Ozempic side effect or some shit, bro? I don't know.
Victims of American imperialism reach a point of retaliation, like the events of October.
Rest in peace, motherfucking bitch ass. He's dead. Fuck that guy. Sinwar. Rat-faced fucking dead terrorist bitch.
Today, people also just calling him a rat-faced terrorist bitch. That is also like an anti-Arab, like racist stereotype that people use to like insult a lot of like Israeli cartoonists when they're drawing Arabs or Palestinians. They draw them like looking like rats, and that's also something used against Jews. You know what I mean? A lot of people use that as an anti-Semitic attack against Jews. When they're drawing Jews, they draw them as rats and they call them rat-faced, and like that's a way to dehumanize each other. So just again, this is Ethan pulling out of the dehumanization playbook that he's so used to. And to Ethan, yeah, I get it. An Israeli citizen who willfully became an Israeli citizen after checking out the apartheid system. He loves calling Yahya Sinwar a terrorist, but to a lot of people, Yahya Sinwar is not a terrorist, and he was a freedom fighter. I understand October 7th was pretty horrific to a lot of people, but everything that's happened in Palestine and in Gaza has been horrific for 76 years. So just ask yourselves that, Ethan. If Yahya Sinwar is a terrorist, then so is your wife, so is every single soldier in the IDF. A terrorist, and you support an apartheid terrorist state. And here he mentions how he wants Comrade Casey to call into the show, which I'm trying to put myself in Comrade Casey's shoes. Would I want to call in to H3? I think I would, because everyone there is such an idiot and no one can make any argument to like defend themselves. So I think it would actually be kind of easy. It would be a very hostile environment towards Comrade Casey, but I think Ethan is just so dumb that there's no danger of actually making that call, and he would actually only benefit.
Ruin socialism for everybody. You know what I mean?
Such a
you know, I'm more of a Bin Laden socialist. You know.
Let me stand up.
That's my camp that I come
from. For this rogue CIA asset.
What a dumb, silly bitch you are, Casey. I'd love for you to call into the show. Let's pick your genius mind. Call in.
What a hateable fucking person Ethan Klein is, bro. The way he just says, what a dumbass person you are, Casey. What a fucking horrible piece of shit, man. Such a, oh my God.
Casey?
Yeah, call in.
Well, it'll have to be in a couple of weeks because this is our last show.
Yeah, think about it. Do some research. I'd love to get your analysis on Bin Laden. That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Think about Casey, do it.
This guy's
call in.
And I enjoyed that he doesn't even know what an Arab is. Someone from the Arab Peninsula, from an Arab country. I did the analysis on it.
Definitely more than just the peninsula now. That's where they originate. But
well, there's a whole.
But certainly not Somalia, and certainly not
North Africa, you know, and the Middle East. You know, they originate from the Arab Peninsula.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying, Casey? You like this analysis, bitch?
The filter.
I'm about to analyze all over your fucking face, Comrade.
Careful.
Pretty vulgar.
You call him Comrade Casey?
Yeah, that was a pre. Yeah, people suggested that, but we thought it was too vulgar.
Nah, I like
Dumbass. Dumbass fucking Tom Ward, fucking honestly the worst YouTuber of all time, and Ethan hires him like ironically or something, and he adds nothing to the show. Like, what a boring fucking presence on the fucking show. As if H3 needed to be more boring and worse. Yeah, add Tom Ward to the fucking crew, Ethan Klein. So fucking sad.
See, that was a joke. I don't intend to come on your face or anything.
He's gonna tweet about it now.
This bro is.
What a wet blanket. What a crew of wet blankets at this point. Well, there's a final thing. He asks Zach to make a Hannah Montana, like a soundbite. We don't need to hear that. Well, that's done with H3. Do not worry. The podcast